Hello and welcome to this quick little video about crafting, and as you can tell by the title, we're going to do some science today and find out what is the best food to use when crafting in Albion Online to make maximum profit. Now, I'm going to assume you have at least some basic knowledge of how crafting works, so the first thing we have is this spreadsheet I made. This specific example assumes you have max spec in a tree, but I'll mention later how you can adjust it for your own custom inputs. So we have a table here which provides percentages of getting a certain quality based on which food you eat. So for example, without eating any food, you have a 1.04% chance of getting a masterpiece, but if you eat a 6.3 Kraken salad, then you have a 1.26% chance of getting a masterpiece. Now that is a big relative increase of almost 25%, but the question is it worth eating a food that costs around 500k for that increase? That's what we're going to find out below. Below we have a table where we input how much the different qualities cost, or how much you can reasonably sell them for at least. We do this so we can get the expected value of a craft. Further below, you get a complete table that shows you the profits relative to the food based off of how many items you've crafted. The green colored cell indicates the column of which food is the most profitable to use. And if there are red cells, they show you that you're actually losing money by eating that food and would be better off not eating it. Alright, so in this specific example, we're going to take a look at 8-3 fiend cows and we're going to investigate how many 8-3 fiend cows do you need to craft in order for it to be worth to use a 6-3 Kraken salad. As you can see, we've input the prices for each quality of a 8-3 fiend cow. Now obviously, they could vary and they could be slightly off, but these are the prices I got at least. So obviously the higher quality, the more valuable the item will be. And that's the prices we got right there on the table, as you can see. Now, as I said, these prices could be off. I have no clue, but we're going to use these just for the sake of the example here. We scroll down and see that even using a flat 6 Kraken salad is making you lose money. That is pretty crazy to think about. But then you take a look at the crafting Discord and you see all these screenshots of materials and artifacts for a single item with like 6-3 or 6-2 Kraken salads next to them. And that's what actually inspired me to make this video. I was thinking, is it really worth eating a 6-3 Kraken salad if you're only crafting one item? And my initial thought was, no, because the food is so expensive, it's probably not worth the small percentage increase statistically. So we can see this chart and see that you need to craft 4 8-3 fiend cows until it becomes profitable to use a flat 6 Kraken salad. You need to craft at least 9 for it to be worth to use a 6-1 Kraken salad. And if we scroll down, you need to craft at least 23 for it to be worth to use a 6-2 Kraken salad. And then at the end, obviously, we see at least 33 8-3 fiend cows for it to be worth to use a 6-3 Kraken salad. Now, I don't have max spec in cowl crafting, but I can easily tell you that 30k focus is not enough to craft all of these. Not in 8-3. You literally need to use a focus potion to even use a 6-3 Kraken in this scenario. Now, this is not true for all items. Let's take a look at a commonly crafted 8-3 item, light crossbow, which is also in high demand, especially the masterpiece version for the HCs and other content. You can see it's not as bad. You only need to craft like 12 of them, which isn't unreasonable. And here's another one, 8-3 Grovekeeper, which we see has a pretty similar structure. You need to craft 13 of them for it to be worth using 6-3 Kraken salads, which if you're a baller isn't unheard of. There's many people who just craft full 8-3 stuff every 3 days. So what is the final verdict? It depends. Yep, it depends which item you're crafting. Luckily, you yourself can take a look at the spreadsheet. On the right, you can just copy one of the presets depending on how much spec you have. You can count it yourself on the destiny board by clicking all of the individual trees and the mastery tree, the main one, the big one. Add up all the bonus crafting quality and the value you get. Pick the one which matches the closest. Then go to the market, check the prices of each quality, put it into the spreadsheet. The value is marked by blue, as you can see, and you're done. Just scroll down and see what food is worth using, depending on how many items you're crafting. And that's pretty much it. So as I said earlier, the spreadsheet is in the description below. You can click on it and make a copy for yourself to edit. And yeah, I thought it was interesting to investigate this, do a little science, Now, obviously, if you're crafting more than one type of item, it's harder to track like this, but I feel like you can get a feel for it, If you're just crafting a single item, it's probably a dumb idea to use a 6-3 Kraken with it. Hopefully, you found this useful and will be able to utilize this if you're not already in order to make even more profit while crafting. Now, keep in mind, this is obviously statistically. We're only looking at averages, and just like in real life, we want to make profit in the long run. That's the only thing that matters, and that's why I thought this video would be useful to make. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good one.